Cone Man Running Productions presents A Cone Man Caper, Death on the Deep Blue Sea. It's really more of a bay, by Brian Maynard and Michael Williams. Attention seafarers, welcome aboard the cruise ship Barracuda. We'll be setting sail soon with many exciting ports of call on our itinerary. This is a special cruise since we'll be hosting the Bowers Banger wedding on the Hammerhead deck. The guest list includes Summer. Hey, who needs a last name when you're named after a season? Summer is the bridesmaid, though only a couple of months ago she was almost the bride. And you'll never guess who the groom-to-never-be was. Henry Bowers, who just so happens to be the groom on this cruise. He took the rejection pretty hard, but isn't giving up that easy. Just don't tell his rebound fiancé. Bonnie Lee Banger of the Georgia Bangers. She's supposedly Summer's best friend, but with a friend like this, who needs sea anemones? This is one Southern belle that you can't unring, at least not without losing a major organ. And since her family would never dare set foot on a cruise ship, this blushing bride will be given away by Alistair Crowley. He's creepy and he's kooky. He's altogether spooky. And he's a little low on cash, so this wedding had better pay off. Otherwise, there might be fireworks. And nobody knows that better than Allison Crowley, Alistair's not-so-little girl and Henry's stepsister from another mister. If you have a way of life, she'll hate it. And if you don't see eye to eye with her, just make sure you don't lose sight of her wedding date. Ernest. He's the best she could dig up on such short notice. Let's just hope he's not the brains of this operation, or else somebody might get buried at sea. But if they do, it's a good thing that we have a minister on board. Reverend Vance O'Bannon. He's the head of the Right Cross Teleministry. When he's not asking for a donation, he's tending to his flock, namely, the ones in bikinis. Aren't we lucky that he was called to officiate at this wedding by his ex-employee, Rick Carlisle? You name it, and he's done it. Singer, dancer, infomercial husker, and snake oil salesman. Currently, he's the onboard entertainment for the Barracuda and the wedding singer at the Bowers Banger wedding. Too bad a few of his sour notes have not been music to everybody's ears. Luckily, there's a couple of wedding crashers that just happen to be on board. Max and Magda Chastain are not only world-renowned detectives, but are also on their long-overdue honeymoon. It's a good thing that mystery loves company. Now that you know the players, it's time to get this show on the road or ship on the sea, whatever floats your boat. Bon voyage!
Well, don't we look lovely? All right, that's your cue, Bunny. Alistair, offer her your arm. Okay, right, together, left, together. No. Listen. Okay, right, together. Just forget it. Just walk. Yeah. Okay, and here at the altar we have, let's see. Ooh, we have the maid of honor. Hi. And we have the groom. Hey, smile, Henry. Come on, it's your wedding day. It's not a death sentence. My goodness. All right, let's keep it moving, folks. I'm judging a bikini contest in a half an hour. And boy, some of those girls have amazing personalities. Alistair, smile. Your son is getting married. Ew. You know what? No, that's nightmare material. Don't smile. Maybe a refined stiff upper lip is better for you. And we're at the altar. I say a bunch of things about love and commitment, and you two say even shorter things about love and commitment. And now the rings. Are you sure about this, Bunny?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, whatever. It's your day. Okay, the rings will fly down via dove to the maid of honor. That's you, Summer.
That's me.
Fantastic. Oh, what's the dove's cue?
Well, watch this. And here he comes. Excuse me.
Whoa. Oh, okay. How do you know it's a he?
He comes when he's called. Come on, Davis Dove the Third. Go to summer, just like we practiced.
You know, here, let me help. Come here, little birdie. Yep, come on. Yes, that's fine. Yeah, right there is fine. Good. All right, there we go. For the sake of time, we'll just let him stay there. And now we exchange the rings. Why is he beeping?
It's called cooing. What's wrong?
Well, why is it getting faster?
I'm sure it's nothing. I guess it was just Davis the Dove's third's time to go.
What the hell was that?
Unless they got a cannon aboard this cruise ship, I'd say that was an explosion.
Not good in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, not good at all. In fact, well, I think we should probably.
If you say investigate or any word that sounds remotely like it, I will throw you overboard.
But Magda, it's part of our job description.
I'm not on the job right now. I am on my honeymoon, a honeymoon that you have owed me for almost 11 years.
But you know as well as I do that we're always on the job, especially when there's a mystery afoot.
Well, I've got a foot that I'm about to put right up your butt.
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Well, that's what...
Maximilian and Magda Chastain, please report to the Hammerhead deck immediately. We have a bit of a mystery that we need your help with.
Uh-oh. An explosion on a ship this size, plus a page for the only detectives on board, can only mean there's a murder on the deep blue sea.
It's really more of a bay.
Please state your name and occupation for the record.
Edward Alexander Crowley, but you can call me Alistair. In a past life, I was an occultist, a ceremonial magician, a poet, painter, author, potassium nitrate refiner, and a mountaineer.
A past life? Did you die or something?
Yes, but I got better.
Potassium nitrate. Doesn't that make things go boom?
Among other things. Next question.
All right. What was your relationship with the deceased?
Mr. O'Bannon, I hardly knew the man. We didn't exactly run in the same circles. My territory is a little more south of heaven.
Are you trying to be funny? Because I'm not in a laughing mood. Now, you said before that you were here for the wedding. Which side?
The grooms. Henry is my stepson from my 9th marriage.
9th? How many times have you been married?
Counting my dear Allison's dearly departed mother, 11.
You must have a lot of alimony payments.
Alas, all of my wives have departed for the great beyond. Fortunately, they were all insured. Unfortunately, the money never seems to last.
Is that right? Bad investments?
In a sense, in the sense that the money goes faster than any horse ever could.
Ah, you like to play the ponies.
It's my favorite vice. Too bad my bookmaker doesn't feel the same way.
So, well, I guess it doesn't hurt that your stepson is marrying into money.
I suppose, just so long as he actually seals the deal this time.
Are you saying he was engaged before? What happened?
Why don't you ask the bridesmaid?
Why? Was she a bridesmaid of his last wedding?
No. She was the bride.
Hiya, Mr. Cowlick.
The name is Crowley. Do I know you?
I'm Summer. I almost married your stepson 2 months ago.
Ah, yes. Poor Henry was devastated. So, how have you been since you crushed the living spirit out of my boy?
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I love him, but only in a friend kind of way. You're not mad at me, are you?
Of course not, my dear. I haven't laughed so much at a disaster like that since the Titanic sank.
Oh, speaking of the Titanic, this sure is a nice cruise ship, isn't it? And I love the name, Barracuda.
How apropos. I do hope you aren't planning on ruining this wedding too. That would not be very wise.
Oh, don't worry. If there's one thing I've never been accused of, it's being wise.
Indeed. Though I still have to question the wisdom of you being on board this boat at all.
But I'm the whole reason that any of us are here. Bunny and Henry would have never met if it weren't for me. Well, it only made sense for Henry to personally invite me.
Henry invited you.
Begged is more like it. He's so cute when he's on his knees. Well, I couldn't resist. So are you going to give Bunny away during the ceremony since her parents refused to come?
Why, yes. I just hope that she's in a giving mood too, because cruise ship tickets don't grow on trees, you know.
Oh, they don't? Well, I thought tickets were made out of paper, and then the paper were made out of trees, and then the trees were
How on
made out
earth did Henry let you slip away?
of...
Please excuse me, dear. I have to see to a few last-minute arrangements.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Crowbar.
Name and occupation.
Summer.
That's great, darling. And occupation?
Oh, no, I'm single at the moment. I'm occupied. Why, are you trying to set me up?
Are you aware this is an interrogation?
Not really. Well, how does that work?
Well, Miss Chastain and I are investigative partners. We conduct a series of interviews relating to the passing of Mr. O'Bannon. Then we debrief and prepare a second round of probing questions.
Oh. It sounds like you need some privacy.
What do you do for work, Summer?
Well, I can't seem to hold down a job. My latest job was a lingerie sales girl, but the men didn't seem as more interested in me than the clothes.
I can't imagine why.
Tell us about the events of Mr. O'Bannon's passing from your perspective.
We were rehearsing for the wedding.
Could you define we?
Oh, it's a pronoun used to indicate you and I.
What other people were at the wedding?
Let's see. There was Vance, Henry. Well, he's the groom. His fiancée, Bunny, Allison, Alistair, Vance, and Summer.
That's you.
Who?
What did you see?
Oh, well, Vance was leading us through the events of the wedding, and then a bird flew down and landed on his shoulder. Well, And then you know the rest.
We do. How did you know Vance?
Oh, I didn't really. He just came into the lingerie shop every Thursday and asked for me. Well, he didn't just ask for me. He'd buy presents and want me to model the lingerie. And he showed up at my door once. Such a creepy guy. Well, then what do you know? He's running the wedding and was knocking on my door last night.
Okay. I've learned that you were once engaged to Henry, the to-be groom.
That's right.
What happened?
Well, it sounded like a good idea at first, but then I realized we were better as friends.
When did you realize that?
On the altar.
Well, was this ever a bone of contention between you and Bunny?
Of course. But they're getting married, so I thought maybe that was over.
Maybe.
Well, I still have no idea how he snuck out last night to try and get me to run away with him. Maybe you should talk to him. He's kind of crazy in love with me.
Did you not think to volunteer this information sooner?
Well, you didn't ask.
The dove. It was supposed to land on you as part of the ceremony?
That's right.
Whose idea was that?
Oh, Bunny's. She thought that it would be special. No, wait. What's the word? Incendiary.
Back to Henry for a moment. How did this attempted seduction go?
Oh, do you want me to act out both parts?
Just go to the flashback, Summer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
Right. Now that we've established that, what are you doing out here?
Oh, well, you passed me a note at dinner saying to meet you outside, alone, on the Newark deck. So here I am.
Here you are. Sure you're not too cold?
Oh, the sea air feels nice.
But if you stayed out here too long, I imagine you'd get cold.
Sure.
Cold, perfect skin that radiates under the moonlight's glow.
That's just my toner.
Cold hands I could hold in mine.
Oh, but your hands are always clammy. Oh, no.
Cold feet.
Oh, yeah, I should have worn boots. Do you want to finish this at the bar?
No. Out here is perfect. And you know what they say about cold feet, right?
Cold feet. Cold toes?
What else do you think of when you hear the words cold feet?
Eskimos. Popsicles? Sledding? Sea lions? Oh, though they don't really have feet. It's more like a flipper situation.
Summer, I have cold feet.
Oh, duh. It's a bit chilly out here.
I have cold. It's an idiom meaning I don't know if I should go through with this marriage to Bunny because I'm still madly in love with you, Summer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then why didn't you just say that instead of cold feet?
I honestly have no idea. What do you think about what I just said?
It's silly. You're marrying Bunny. Oh, speaking of which, hi, Bunny.
Hide!
It wasn't her.
Oh, run away with me.
Well, we're on a boat.
That's true. But I mean, when we get to dry land, run away with me.
But you're marrying Bunny.
I don't want to marry Bunny.
Then why are we here?
I have no idea. What do you say?
She's my best friend.
But I love you. Do you love me?
I think you should marry Bunny. I mean, you already have all those napkins and streamers and souvenirs with Bunny and Henry forever printed on them. And the 4 isn't written out. It's literally the number 4. So I don't think you could find another Bunny and Henry to peddle those to.
Summer!
Oh, you're right. It's starting to get chilly. I'll see you tomorrow for the big day.
I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing.
There he is.
Name and occupation.
Henry Bowers. Groom. To be.
That's not an occupation.
Oh, I work in a zoo.
A zookeeper.
Well, I feed the animals and clean up and shovel their business.
Okay. Why the cold feet?
Oh. Who said anything about cold feet?
Who do you think told us about cold feet?
I'd like my lawyer, please.
Oh, sure, kid. Tell him to hop on a helicopter and get here pronto.
We're not the police. We're private detectives. Perhaps you've heard of us.
I don't think so.
It's better that you talk to us. We're professionals. Who do you think is going to exonerate you quicker? Us, who've solved over 500 cases to date.
Internationally.
Internationally. Or the power-hungry cruise ship guards who are nothing more than glorified mall guards on the water.
Now, cold feet.
I wanted to run, but it was too late.
Well, who knew about this?
Summer.
Could she have possibly told someone?
I don't think so. It took a solid 5 minutes to explain cold feet to her.
He's got a point.
Well, did your father...
Stepfather?
I stand corrected. Did your stepfather approve of this union?
Well, he agreed to attend, right?
Answer the question.
Yes. I think as much as a man like that can care about something.
What reason do you think that is?
You'd have to ask him.
Where would you and Summer have gone? I mean, tell me if my deductions on telling your ex-fiance about cold feet are erroneous.
I didn't get that far in planning.
Okay. Did you want to get married at sea?
Well, not really, but Bunny, she had her heart set on it.
Why do you suppose that is?
Romance? I haven't a clue.
I do.
Does your stepsister approve of Bunny?
Well, she's not really a people person.
Well, I have it here that she brought a date.
That's true, though he seems kind of off. You're late. They were about to move the gangplank and set sail without you.
Well, I'd have been here sooner if you hadn't booked your wedding on the most obscure cruise line in the history of cruise lines. Call the Barracuda.
Hey. It could have been worse. We almost had to book the Kraken. Who the hell is that?
This is my +1. Say hello, Ernest.
Seriously? This is what you call a wedding date? Same old alley cat. Never know who or what she's gonna dig up next.
Henry, I know we haven't seen each other a lot since we were kids, but I don't care for that nickname anymore. You call me Allison or call a doctor. It's your choice. Call. And as for Ernest, I know he's a little rough around the edges and he has an odor that can make an onion cry, but he's got its good points too. Don't you, sweetie?
Brains. I got brains.
So who's the missus to be this time? Call.
Bunny Lee Banger. Was she and Summer are best friends?
Bunny? Can I just call her a Thumper? Caw.
What is that? Why do you keep making that noise?
I'm calling for Poe.
Oh, you brought your dumb pet crow to my wedding?
He's not a crow, he's a raven, and he's got more brains than that bubble-headed bimbo you almost married.
Hey, don't call Summer that. She might hear you.
You invited the woman who left you at the altar to your destination wedding with her best friend? Wow. And people call me a masochist.
Actually, she's in the ceremony. She's as the bridesmaid.
And this was Bunny's idea?
Yes.
Ah.
And no.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it was an idea. No, it wasn't Bunny's.
No brains.
I should have brought popcorn for this. Caw. Oh, there you are, Poe. We almost missed the boat. Come on, Ernest. We should get settled into our cabin before the sun gets much hotter. I'm starting to burn and you're starting to spoil. Don't interrogations usually consist of you asking us questions that we either answer or at least give vague answers to that make us look guilty as sin?
Well, the obvious question is, why aren't you two haunting a house right now?
Magda, maybe they have a condition or something.
Yes, it's called sociopathy.
Good to know. But what about your friend here? Is he a people person?
Only when he's hungry.
Okay. Let's just get this over with. Name and occupation.
Allison Crowley. I'm an anarchist. Oh, and I'm a cookbook author.
And you're related to Alistair and Henry, correct?
Yes. One by blood and the other by mistake.
And how about you, sir?
Yeah, he doesn't really have a name, but I call him Ernest because he is the most sincere person I have ever met.
Okay. So did you have a chance to meet the deceased before his untimely demise?
Oh yes, Ernest and I met several years ago.
Actually, she's referring to Vance O'Bannon, the minister at the wedding.
Oh, that one. No, I avoided him like the plague.
Oh, why?
I don't trust televangelists.
Oh, that's right. He had one of those holier than thou TV shows, didn't he?
Yeah, the kind where they're always asking for donations. From what I hear, he usually lost it all at the racetrack.
Like your father.
So you've spoken to Potter Mayers. Did he also tell you he used to be in the explosives business?
In a roundabout way, but he seemed indifferent about O'Bannon.
Whatever. He doesn't like leeches any more than I do. Somebody did us all a favor.
Somebody that knew an awful lot about birds and bird calls.
If you are insinuating that I put explosives in that dove just because I have a well-trained raven that will kill on command, you're barking up the wrong tree, Fido. It looked to me like the bride, Miss Bunny Leaves of Savannah, Georgia, had that dove wrapped around her little debutante finger as she did Henry. Besides, I would have sent Poe to peck his eyes out. Kind of an eye for an eye type of irony. Right, Poe? Poe, where did you go?
Oh. I think I'm going to throw up.
Not again.
Brad.
Oh. How are you feeling?
Whew. Like I took a lot of Dramamine for nothing. I shouldn't have mixed them with all those Mai Tais.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, that Ernest guy looked more seasick than you do.
Henry was right. There's something definitely off about him. I just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, he's got some serious homicidal tendencies, but he's no mastermind. He eats birds, not rigs them to explode. That girlfriend, though, there's a coven somewhere that's missing a witch.
And she seemed to have a very healthy hate for O'Bannon. Did you ever see one of his telephones? Oh, he was always pulling some crazy shenanigans to rake in more viewers and their hard-earned money. It makes you think, doesn't it?
That this was just some elaborate publicity stunt that literally blew up in his face. Now that would be some poetic justice. But I think we should finish talking to the rest of the wedding party before we mark this down as death by misadventure.
Bunny.
Here comes the bride.
They must think that I am dumber than a box of nails. I mean, look at them out there canoodling. I swear I should have seen this coming. Every dumb boy's like a fox in a hen house when it comes to summer. And that little tart only has to bat her purty little fake eyelashes and they fall at her feet. Oh, sweet sassy molasses.
Man troubles?
Oh, my deepest apologies, ma'am. I was sitting here and venting my feelings out loud.
Perhaps the empty whiskey glass is to blame.
You have yourself a fine evening, ma'am.
Apparently there's a big old wedding happening on this ship. You wouldn't happen to be a part of that, would you?
Oh, guilty as charged. I'm Bunny, the bride-to-be. That is, if my soon-to-be in scalding hot water fiance and maid of honor stop with their flirting out there.
We're here on our anniversary. We could barely book a cabin with how full this boat is.
Oh, congratulations! Where's your other half?
Oh, he's one of those early to bed, early to rise types, whereas I'm a night owl. Funny how we got along this many years being so different.
Why on earth is that dingbat waving at me? Is she flaunting that she's got him wrapped around her pretty little finger?
Hide!
Hey, ladies.
Allow me to introduce our preacher, Reverend Vance O'Bannon.
Man of the cloth and of the bourbon.
Oh, see, I'm consuming it so that there's less to influence my beautiful foot. My beautiful flock. So, would either of you fine ladies happen to have a full dance card?
Oh, I am booked solid.
2 left feet.
Oh,
Oh no, see that's okay because I got 2 right ones. We should head back to my cabin and see what else we got in common.
Reverend, this kind lady here is on her anniversary.
Oh,
Sure, the last thing she's thinking about is sex.
oh.
Wise beyond your years, young lady.
Ooh, that one over there looks naive and impressionable. Hey, ladies!
Now, I'm sure I shouldn't have a bad word to say about the clergy, but that man makes snakes shiver. I didn't even want him for the wedding, but Rick, well, that's him over there. He's our entertainment for the wedding. He insisted. Part of me thinks that dirty old Vance is here just so he can see Summer in her swimsuit. He's another one of her droopy admirers who has a snowball's chance in hell with her. Now, don't get me wrong. Summer is one of my dear friends. Some days I just wonder if it's a matter of keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Oh, I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, I am practically chewing your ear off. Let me buy you a drink.
A small one, perhaps. I just really need to keep my wits about me.
Bartender, 2 more whiskeys. Well, I'm so incredibly sorry and rude. What did you say your name was?
Magda Chastain. You might know me from my cover on Time Magazine's Women of the Year, world-class detective with over 500 cases solved.
Internationally.
And chief co-investigator into the death of Vance O'Bannon.
Oh, hell spells.
Thanks for your tips, ladies and gentlemen, but keep them coming. And don't be afraid to drop a few bigger bills. I can't make change, but I'm sure I deserve them. Don't forget to stop by the Cruise gift shop for all your daily curios, but also my latest self-help book, Repress Your Anger in the Healthiest Way Possible, available in hardcover, autographs, and personalized copies available for an additional fee. Now this next tune...
Ladies, hey, who wants to dance?
Look, we have royalty in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Reverend Vance O'Bannon. Why, we go way back. Remember that, Vancey? Calling me out during my 24-hour live telethon for supposed connections to offshore accounts, which I had zero responsibility. The telethon was a beauty. The Rick Carlisle Fund for the improving and embettering the life of Rick Carlisle. Remember that, Vancey? I do. I've been relegated to cruise ships ever since. Where were we? How about a tune? This is off my new album, Eating Your Blues Away.
I won't take no for an answer.
What?
Nothing.
It's almost midnight. Why are there 10 boxes of Chinese takeout? Why am I on a stretcher? Is it my crippling case of the gout? There's one more crab ragoon. Please, Mr. EMS man, I won't see them again soon.
Dear, are you all right, dear?
So, I don't know what came over me. As soon as I sat down, it felt like my brain was trying to get out of my head and shut down as quickly as possible.
Oh, not the first time that's happened, is it, Rick?
Impossible. It's almost midnight.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go lie down.
Oh, what a coincidence. See, so am I.
Bartender, 2 more whiskeys. I am so incredibly sorry and rude. What did you say your name was?
It's almost midnight. I am taking it to the bridge 'cause I'm feeling unwell. I've repressed all the anger like the book says, and that Reverend Phony Van Sobanian can go straight to... Can somebody please turn the sun down? I've got the mother of all hangovers.
But you said you'd be more relaxed and forthcoming if we did this out in the open.
Oh, right. Ready when you are.
Name and occupation.
You're kidding.
Do I look like I'm in a laughing mood? We need you to state this information for the official record.
If you listen to my records, you'd have already known. New from Rick Carlisle Records. 20 explosive hits from one dynamic artist. Me. Order now and you'll get some of my deep cut classics like Love Minus One, A Crying Shame, Once, Twice, 3 Times Divorce, maybe tomorrow in its sequel, definitely today, and many more. Just send $39.99 plus postage and handling to...
Mr. Carlisle, we're not here to promote your best of collection. Please just answer the question.
Fine. Rick Carlisle, Renaissance man.
Narrow that down for us, Slick. What is your current job?
I'm currently the headliner at the Portuguese Man of War Lounge. 3 shows nightly.
And?
Oh, right. I'm the wedding singer for the Bowers Banger shindig.
You are aware that a man died at the wedding rehearsal, right? A man that you had a previous working relationship with. A man that you yourself arranged as the minister.
Aware? I'm very aware. Vance and I had a complicated relationship, but I certainly never wanted him to go out like that. With a bang! A whimper would have been sufficient.
So you admit that there was no love lost between the two of you?
That's all hearsay. You know what that means? It's only true if you hear me say it.
I did, and so did a bar full of people. Well, we heard you sing it anyway.
Songs aren't admissible in a court of law. Besides, I'm surprised anyone could hear me over that convulsing drama queen.
You don't think that your singing voice made Summer have that fit?
If I had a nickel for every time I heard somebody say that, I'd have $6.35.
So there are other reported cases, and you still believe she was faking it?
Or she was put up to it. She was thick as thieves with Vance. I remember like it was just last night.
It was last night.
I was sitting at the piano at the Portuguese Man of War Lounge, fighting off my over-enthusiastic fans.
You were begging for tips and hawking a self-serving self-help book to a bar full of drunks.
Honey, it's his flashback.
I was there, so technically it's our flashback.
Ahem. Anyway, Imprince is none other than Vance O'Banion, no doubt jealous of all the attention I was getting. In fact, he even said so himself. I'm jealous of all the attention you're getting. Ignoring his rude interruption, I gave him a warm greeting and went on with a rousing rendition of my #1 smash hit. From the bottom of my heart, it's lonely at the top. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I was rudely interrupted a second time by Vance's partner in crime. I tried to carry on with my song when I noticed a series of winks and nods and hand gestures going back and forth between the little sweet tart and Vance. That's when she went into her Tony Award-winning performance. Then Vance said, "Are you all right, dear?" as if I didn't know. And then the sweetheart replied, "I don't know what came over me. As soon as I sat down, my brain escaped my head and just shut down as quickly as possible." And then she pointed at me and yelled, "All because of that impossibly handsome man and his angelic voice of 24-karat gold."
How much more of this bullshit do I have to listen to?
Stay gold, pony boy.
Then Vance made some completely unsubstantiated claim about there being hundreds of other cases happening to me before, to which the sweetheart said, "Excuse me, I've been lying this whole time," and ran from the bar. And Vance agreed. "What a coincidence, so have I." And he followed her to some tawdry rendezvous. Then I finished out my act and called it a night. And that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Or my name isn't Rick Carlisle, superstar.
I thought Rick Carlisle was just your stage name.
Oh, right.
Attention. Will the passenger named Summer please report to the captain's private dining room? We still have a bit of mystery on our hands, and you're late for the grilling. Thank you.
Good. You didn't start without me.
Thought what?
The barbecue. The loudspeaker guy said that we were grilling.
He meant that they want to grill us more about the murder.
Of the Reverend guy?
Do you know of another murder on this boat?
Excuse me, why did you just lock that door?
All of these one-on-one interrogations are getting us nowhere, and I intend to wrap this case up so that I can still salvage what's left of my ever-loving honeymoon.
But you didn't answer her
Henry.
question.
We've talked about this.
Sorry, Bun Bun.
Better. Now, Miss Chastain, you didn't answer my question. Why did you lock that door?
I need to shake things up and take you all out of your comfort zones. So I'm turning this into a locked room mystery.
Hun, it doesn't quite work that way, especially since this murder wasn't committed in a locked room. At best, this would be a closed circle mystery, since this is a closed circle of suspects.
Ugh, semantics.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to get this straight once and for all. The captain has informed us that we will arrive at our next port of call in less than an hour, and the authorities will be waiting there to take the guilty party away. Now that is somebody. Well, or somebody's in this room. And now, you've all been forthcoming to various degrees, but we can verify firsthand that some of your recollection of events isn't accurate at all.
Disgusting! Which one of you tried to pull a fast one on our friendly detectives here?
I'm not naming any names, but his initials are Rick Carlisle.
All of you, with the possible exception of Bunny, had a pretty good motive for wanting Mr. O'Bannon dead. Alistair, you had deep theological differences with the man.
Custos fratus me sum. Latin for, am I my brother's keeper?
Isn't that what Cain said right after he killed Abel?
I haven't the foggiest idea.
Okay. Well, then there's Summer. We all know that you had no love for O'Bannon because he was really a wolf in sheep's clothing that wouldn't stop scratching at your door.
Wow. All that fur and wool must have been really hot.
Which dovetails, no pun intended, into Henry's motive. You couldn't stand to see another man lusting after the woman you were so desperately in love with.
What? You're talking crazy because Reverend O'Bannon wasn't after my bun.
No, he wasn't. But I'm not exactly the one you've been carrying an Olympic-sized torch for, am I? I swear, you, O'Bannon, and every other man on this boat are all alike. One-track minds that get derailed the second any old summer wind blows your way.
I always thought of men like puppy dogs. If you want them to come, all you have to do is put your lips together and blow.
And that brings us to the gruesome twosome. Ernest, or whatever your name is, I don't think you really cared one way or the other about Reverend O'Bannon, but your girlfriend, on the other hand, has already admitted that she thought that he was better off dead.
Sic semper hypocritus, Latin for as always to hypocrites, or simply put, death to hypocrites.
That's my girl.
And finally, Mr. Rick Carlisle, you probably had more reason than anyone to want your old boss dead. Maybe that's the reason you invited a man who humiliated you on live television to come and officiate a wedding at the only place you could get booked for a job after that humiliation.
Would you care to refute any of that with another badly narrated flashback?
Can I have my phone call now?
Yeah, that's after you get arrested.
How about a drink then? Anybody else need a drink?
Fine by me. I need to consult with my partner in private anyway. Well, it worked. They're all sweating now.
I know, but something, it doesn't feel right. They all have decent enough motives for wanting O'Bannon dead, but one thing is bugging the hell out of me.
The fact that the dove wasn't supposed to land on O'Bannon in the first place?
Exactly. Bunny told us she trained that bird for weeks to land on Summer's hand, which it usually did, except that one day.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah, maybe O'Bannon wasn't the intended victim.
No, why is there a beeping dove in this room?
Duck!
Oh my gosh. Now it's personal.
A little bit, yeah. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah. It is time to call in the big guns. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you beautiful people who have been watching this from the convenience of your own homes, we need your help. You've seen a lot more than we have. You've seen the flashbacks, you've seen the interrogations. We know we have questions. I can only imagine that you have a lot of questions. So now's your chance. You see the YouTube chat, which so many of you have already been very active on. That's your time to ask questions. Anything you want us to ask any of the suspects, we'll ask them. We're going to gather them all back in here. And we are going to...
All the suspects are coming back in the room right now. Now's the time. You let us know what questions have we missed as investigators that we need to ask these suspects.
And we will ask them for you. So let's get started. Bunny, why did you want to get married at sea?
Oh, I've always liked the ocean. It's beautiful. It's serene. Nobody can hear you scream.
Okay.
Okay. Rick Carlisle. Let's just throw this out there. Your adoring public wants to know, are there any Rick Carlisle albums available in the cruise ship gift shop?
They are, and they'll be available on a pay-per-view event later.
All right. Summer, what made you want to be just friends with Henry?
Have you seen him? He's cute, but not that cute, like in a cute way, just a friendly cute. And so I was like, maybe this is not the right time to do things and settle down. So then I was like, you know what? Instead, let me get a puppy. And so I got a puppy instead.
It's a really cute puppy.
It's so cute. It's cute, not just cute.
Does the puppy have a name?
Yes, his name is Sir Reginald Longbottom.
Okay.
That
So
was
to
my
answer some-
nickname in college.
Of course it is, sweetie.
For good reason.
So to answer some people's questions, no, I do not suspect Max at all. He is my loving husband. No, we're actually not unhappy in our marriage. We would love to see other people happily get married. It's just our honeymoon. We've been busy solving 500 mysteries internationally.
500 all over the world
Yes.
as a team. She and I, her and me.
Love
Great.
you, darling.
You too, bud. Yeah.
Henry, what's the one thing that you regret forgetting to pack?
Well, I'm a pretty efficient packer in the sense that I pack only what Bunny tells me to pack, okay, for this particular trip. But I was hoping to be able to have my own inflatable raft in case I needed to escape myself or with someone. Hey, Summer. Or Bunny, or Summer.
Right. Thank you. Ernest, why the helmet?
The helmet protects my brains so I don't eat them.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Food for thought.
That's one way to put it. Rick Carlisle, Lauren Hanley is dying to know, if you're so famous and powerful, why are you slumming it on a cruise ship?
Slumming is such a strong word. One goes where the fans are, and I have lots of fans out to sea.
Wow.
See?
Alistair, can you give us your alibi one more time? Where were you during the explosion?
At the scene of the crime.
I saw him sitting down and I waved. I don't think he remembered me though. I'm Summer.
Who could forget? As much as I've tried.
I can't forget.
You should have.
Agreed.
Gross.
Bunny, folks would like to know, are you a natural blonde?
Of course.
They also want to know if you can say, I'm going to kill Summer out loud.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard.
Go ahead and do it.
I'm gonna kill Summer out loud. You know I don't mean it, honey.
Oh, I know. You're not fake at all. Like that hair color.
Exactly, like your boobies.
Allison, how many switchblades did you bring on board this cruise ship?
166.
That's a very specific number.
Very important. I have 666 of everything.
Okay.
Right.
Allison, did you bring Ernest so he would eat everyone that you hate?
Unlike some females in relationships, I don't dictate my boyfriend's every move.
Hmm. Okay.
What's that like?
Henry, since you spoke up, tell us, since you've been left at the altar, how did you get over that?
I wrote poetry to try to express my emotions. Was the only way. I mean, after after I cried a lot and I was stuck inside a very small space in my apartment known as the bathroom, where I just consumed handfuls and handfuls of cookie dough that was uncooked because I'm a rebel. And then I decided that was unhealthy. So I decided to express and get over it through poetry.
Do you have any of those poems?
Oh, please no.
Just one.
But by all means, please, the floor is yours, Henry.
Thank you. Finger snaps.
Oh.
Roses are red. Violets will bloom. If you won't love me, my heart and everything else can go boom.
Ah,
This is more where the finger snaps. I was angry. I was angry then.
This is why I don't let him talk.
Okay. Gosh. Murderer says what?
Brains.
Alistair, how many times have you summoned occult powers to kill someone else?
I would never, ever, ever use my powers for something so mundane. I get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Stepdad's a pretty darn good gardener.
Henry,
He's
why?
always digging something in the backyard.
Henry, since you're talking, why is it that you have no groomsmen?
Well, so traditionally, the groomsmen are friends of the groom. So if you don't have that, you don't have groomsmen. So I brought along my steppa. And because Bunny said I should stop having friends.
Just the one.
And Lord knows I'm not his friend.
That's so true.
That's what you say when you tuck me in at night. Good night. I'm not your friend.
Oh,
Took
gosh.
a long time to get there.
Right. Rick Carlisle. Once again, the adoring public wants to hear from you. So, hypothetically, of course, if you were to ever sing a song about killing a Reverend Vance O'Bannon, how would that go?
I wouldn't. He was no good to me dead. He owes me money.
Owed you money.
Potato, tomato.
Summer, would you know if you did do it?
The what? What? I don't know what you're saying.
I think that kind of answered the question.
I think
Oh
it
my
is.
God, Sky. What did you
Honey.
say?
No, it's all right. I'll
It's
get you a
quite
fruity drink later.
It's quite all right, Summer. Thank you. Henry, what did you and Alistair do for your bachelor party?
Well, I suggested karaoke.
It was a hell of a good time.
He sings a lot of Johnny Cash.
I am the man in black.
See?
Henry, what kind of animals do you take care of at the zoo?
Oh, well, specifically birds, specifically, because I'm I'm an ornithologist, so I take care of them. And I know what you're thinking. Like, I say I shovel their business. We're talking birds, but, they won't let me get me 20 hours a week. It's, so I come in after it sort of accumulates. So, and ostriches, big poos.
That's not all that's big on ostriches.
Allison, would you care to expound upon that?
This is what comes out under an ostrich's tail. They are horny, pervy little birds. And I know birds.
How do you know birds, Allison?
I trained them. Did you not meet? Oh, you didn't meet Poe. Ernest ate him. I have 665 trained birds of various species that I have trained to do various tasks, but I refuse to ever dabble in ostriches because they are pervy, disgusting birds.
Allison likes to say I'm no ostrich.
You have a thing for ostriches. Okay, I know what to get you for your birthday.
Set it on
Money
fire.
to help on that one, honey.
Rick, did Vance O'Bannon have a life insurance policy as far as you know?
I do believe so. It was made out to Summer.
And
Summer.
okay, so how much was the value? What was the value of that insurance policy?
He wouldn't let me know that much.
Henry, didn't you tell me something about that?
About the life insurance policy?
Yeah, that the money that was going to Summer?
Yeah, but, money comes, money goes.
Where is all this money? Because I'm tired of selling lingerie. So it'd be nice if I could have this imaginary money you guys are talking about. I also work another job as a girl of the month. So yeah, it gets kind of busy and poor.
So Grodd Physics asked, and I don't know what this means, was Bunny concerned about the ligma on the boat? Ligma on the boat.
Stigmata?
I don't know. If Grodd Physics wants to clarify that, you can. Who examines the body? There is unfortunately no body to examine.
No, but we did see Ernest doing a little cleanup.
Yeah, it was
He's
it
so
was-
sweet. He's so sweet. My apartment is so clean after he takes care of it.
And so thorough. Ugh.
I'm always eating in our apartment.
Well, honey, on that note, I think we may be done here, Max, unless you can think of something else that needs to be asked.
No.
Are you sure?
I think we've covered it all.
All right, well then. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your chance to tell us who you think did it. You can vote on any of these suspects. I mean, Max and I weren't there, so we're not suspects, but everybody else, and let us know who you think killed Vance O'Bannon. We're going to give you a couple of seconds to type right into the chat who you think did it, and then we'll be right back.
That's right. Go into the chat right now. Tell us who's the murderer.
All right, everybody, come back in. Take a moment to adjust my hat. My hat's all cattywampus. Oh. Oh, there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, I'm exhausted. This has been one of the hardest cases to crack of all time.
He's not exaggerating. We've seen our share of baddies all over the world.
Oh yeah, we had the Liverpool libeler. Mm-hmm.
The Saskatoon stabber.
We even got our cuffs around the notorious Topeka tumbler. I know. They kept saying they'd come up with a better moniker, but they never did.
Not until this very case have we used the word criminal mastermind lightly. And yet, here we are.
Yeah. Tell us, how did you do it, Summer?
Huh? Do what?
We think you know very well what we're accusing you of.
Well, if you know, then why are you asking me?
Nothing adds up. She didn't train the bird. The bird wasn't intended to land. The bird was intended to land on her shoulder. She had motive to kill Vance for his constant harassment.
And yet, she sidestepped all of our interrogation techniques. No evidence links her to the crime, but I have this hunch in the back of my mind that I just can't shake.
As do I. The man connived his way onto this cruise ship simply to get more chances to woo her and wouldn't take no for an answer.
Have you thought that maybe he did it to himself?
Impossible.
Preposterous.
It's kind of funny. You two are like super smart, but you didn't see even more telling.
Dare I say, go on?
Magna, I saw you at the bar with Bunny. At first I didn't think it was her, but when I went inside, I saw it was the both of you having a drink. What you didn't see was Vance looking around the corner and seeing Henry and I alone together. I don't think he could hear everything, but seeing Henry hold my hand and propose to me might have just sent the message home that he'd never have me. Then, when I went into the bar and heard Rick singing, it was actually Vance's cologne that made me collapse. He used to wear it all the time in the lingerie store, and I finally told him that it made me dizzy, and not in a good way. He looked like a wounded puppy that learned it disgusted me in every way. So, and it also could have been that his ministry was not so secretly laundering money offshore and he was getting death threats daily, but I'm sure you figured that out on your own. Is there anything else?
I don't believe there is.
Fantastic. So what's the bird's cue?
Watch this.
Death on the Deep Blue Sea. It's really more of a bay, by Brian Maynard and Michael Williams. The cast in alphabetical order. Vance O'Bannon, played by Rick Evans. Ernest, played by Connor Farrell. Max Chastain, played by Ty Fisher. Henry Bowers, played by Reed Halverson. Alistair Crowley, played by Brian Maynard. Rick Carlisle, played by Michael Robbie. Allison Crowley, played by Cassie Render. Summer, played by Helen Rios. Bunny Lee Banger, played by Renata Smith. Magda Chastain, played by Christine Weems. And PA announcer, voiced by John Paul Stevenson. Directed by Christine Weems. Stage managed by Josh Baker. The character of Ernest used with permission by Ben Plopper. Music by Sandra Peck Ramsey. Capers logo by L. Robert Westeen. This production is made possible by the Let Creativity Happen digital grant, funded by the Houston Arts Alliance and the Houston Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs. If you enjoyed the show, please tell your friends. If you really loved us, please consider making a tax-deductible donation to Cone Man Running Production. Information to donate can be found on our website at conemanrunning.com. A Cone Man Running production.
So before we sign off, a couple of things. This is our penultimate performance. We have one left. So you can come see us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. There may be a rumor that you might be able to see more than one ending tomorrow night if you wanted to see what all you've been missing. But even more importantly, it's Sam Denomy's birthday today. Yay!
Sam, get over here.
So we're gonna sing as soon as he gets in. Come on, Sam, get on camera.
He's my husband.
Allegedly.
I did it.
Hey,
Birthday
day to you.
Yo!
Happy
birthday
To you.
Yo!
Happy birthday, sweet ginger bottom.
Sam!
Happy birthday to you.
Brains.
Thank you. That was awful.
Yeah, group singing's really hard on Zoom.
It kept going like in between. And it was
I know.
Yep.
You're good. You can get off my stage now.
Everyone's a critic.
Thanks, guys. Good show.
Love you.
She did it.
She did it. All right. Bye.
Mr.